Today we are looking for that harmonic response analysis, or else you can say it as a harmonic analysis. Okay. Uh, in modal analysis itself, at the end of the session, I discussed about that harmonic analysis. Why we actually do harmonic analysis? Can anyone have any idea which is related to harmonic analysis? Why we actually do harmonic analysis?
So you said that if you want to find a critical frequency of that object, product, or object, you use
As
harmonic response
critical point
frequency. Uh,
frequencies. Okay, so in that frequency the object will be the resonance happening probability will be more in that critical frequency range. Okay, so exactly that is what we are doing here. So harmonic analysis are used to determine the steady state response of a linear structure. So note that it's very important. It's not a transient or a dynamic response, it's a steady state response. Okay, so to calculate the transient response we have a different kind of analysis, but in harmonic analysis we only study about a steady state response of a linear structure to the load, which is varies sinusoidally. So what is that meaning of sinusoidally? So the load can be varies like this. Sinusoidally. So to shift the phases, so if you want to shift the phases, we can give the damping factors at all. So we will explain. So what is this damping factor, and how the force is actually applied in sinusoidally, that is harmonically, with respect to time. Basically, in modal analysis, we get a lot of natural frequency like omega n for a single component. So we provide a range from 0 to 20 hertz or 200 hertz. So suppose you want to find a 12 mode shapes, you will get a 12 different types of natural frequencies. In that 12, there is no resonance happen on each and every values. So only a 2 or 3 values, 3 frequencies which is matches with that resonance will happen during that external forces applied. So our motive is we need to find the response of these frequencies. So among the 12 frequencies, which is having a more displacement or a more amplitude. Okay, so that is what we are looking for here. Okay, so those enabling verifying whether your design will be successfully overcome the resonance, fatigue, and other harmful effects of forced vibration. So the term forced vibration denotes whenever you have a component like this, when you apply external force, so probably you get a vibration that is called forced vibration. So these vibration is actually happened or created by the external force. So that is why it is called as a forced vibration. So we actually study that, so whether the resonances happened or not, so due to the forced vibrations. Okay, so these vibration cannot be matches with that natural frequencies, that is omega n. Fine. So I will move on to the next slide. That is a brief introduction about harmonic analysis. So in structural system, a sustained cyclic load will be produced a sustained harmonic response. A cyclic means that harmonic response, like the load can be applied like this. So what does it mean? Sinusoidal. Whenever I have a bar like this, if a load is applied in this direction like this, maybe a 100 Newton. So what happened here is at the first second it will be it may be deformed like this. So the load should be a bending should be happened here, and also for the first cycle it should be like this. The force should be in this direction, and for the next half of the cycle, so this is one cycle, from here to here it's a one cycle. For a half of the cycle there is forces in the positive direction, for the half of the direction the forces in the negative direction. So why? Because the load cannot be varies with respect to time, right? So it's a steady state one, so it's not a transient one, so the load cannot be changes with respect to time. So that is why these analysis use this method, like harmonic one. So it actually changes the direction of the load, so one in the positive direction plus and another one is in the negative direction. So it rigorous of the axis, it's not belongs to x-axis or y-axis or z-axis. It is only depend upon the normality of the phases. So if we have a line, so these pose is normal, so that positive and negative value will be differ. So this is called harmonic loading conditions. And so we are interested to find this value, that is frequency response, or else you can say it as a peak response. You will get an output in this analysis that is called frequency versus displacement. So this is what we are trying to interested to find. So you can always also call it as a harmonic analysis as frequency response analysis. Okay. The next thing, so this is what we are interested, the response versus frequencies. The response is nothing but the displacement in our cases. So displacement, velocity, acceleration in terms of frequency you can find in that output. Okay, so that is what the everything is already stated, that overcoming the resonance fatigue. So the same story is again repeated. So if you want to read the theory, so just pause the video and you can read that entire theory sessions. Okay, fine. So I'll move on to the next slide, that is mode superposition method. Okay, so I already said this about in our transient structural analysis. We can do the transient structural analysis on both method. So transient is a dynamic analysis, either you can do it as a full method or else you can do it as a mode superposition method. Like also in harmonic itself, in harmonic, so you can do this analysis by two way. So one is full method. So a full method means it's a standalone method. You just drag and drop the harmonic analysis from the analysis system and you can do the analysis. And what is that mode superposition method? So this is what we need to couple. So we need to first do the modal analysis and then we have to transfer the entire data from the modal analysis to an harmonic analysis. So it takes some time to solve. These analysis, a full method. But the mode superposition method can easily solve, but the accuracy is very low. So here you have a more accuracy. So it's depend upon our cases. So whether you have a sufficient time to solve the full method, you can go for full method always. But if you don't have the analysis, that you don't have the time, you can go for modal analysis. In some cases this situation may happen. So you have a modal analysis, you need to carry out a multiple harmonic analysis, like 3 to 4 or 6 types of harmonic analysis. So in that situation you can't go for the full method for every analysis, like you have a 6 analysis to complete. So in that situation you can simply drag and drop that harmonic analysis, you can share the data from here. So for the 6 systems you can share from the single modal analysis. So for a one time you need to do the modal analysis, after that you can transfer the data for multiple harmonic systems. Okay, so it's comparatively very less expensive one method, okay, for a computational part. So you can do that mode superposition method also here. So what happened here is it uses that eigenvalue solutions, eigen solutions. So you know that what is that eigen solutions, that is eigenvalues and eigen vectors. So eigenvalues means that frequency range, that is omega n. Eigenvectors means that mode shapes, that deformation results, that at all. So these uses the method. So obviously the peak responses happened only on the natural frequency, we know that. So that is why we are using that natural frequency as an input for a harmonic analysis. So anyways the maximum deformation is happened on the natural frequencies like 15 or 20. So maybe any one of them is obtaining a maximum peak response. So either you can go for mode superposition method, or else you can go for full method. So in full method, it actually solves the energy equation. So basically the energy equation is actually solved, so it gets solved for all the frequencies from, so when you define the range from 0 to 200 hertz, so it solves for each and every hertz, so 0, 1, 2, 3 likewise. So if you do a mode superposition method, it only solves for 20 frequencies like 15, 32, 21. So what are the natural frequencies? It only gets solved on that particular natural frequencies. Okay, so that is the main advantages and disadvantages in the mode superposition method. Good, so we will move on to the next slide, that is points to remember. So like I said before, a harmonic analysis is a linear analysis. Some non-linearities such as plasticity will be ignored even they are defined. So when you are defining that, it is actually ignored over here, so it's completely a linear analysis. So all loads and displacement varies sinusoidally at the same known frequencies. Okay, so this is all I said before, the load you applied is applied actually as a sinusoidal, so the direction may be differ. So one is in the positive case and another phase it should be in the negative direction. Okay, yep, so we completed our theory part.